if he's not on the clock. And the interesting thing is that these guys are in some kind of a dilemma over how to fire this guy, right? Well, the deal is this guy isn't a personal friend. This is someone you're paying for a service.
Right.
Right? So I don't think you have to go down there and fire the guy. Just shoot him a call or a text. He's obviously not going to engage me when I'm not paying him.
Right.
Why do I have to pay money for an appointment?
Especially this guy who's not even going to talk to you if you're standing washing hands together.
And do you get charged for that appointment that you're going down to fire him for?
Well, that you might.
That's
Sandra?
No, I think the money thing is important in LA, and people never cite that. But I think there's an anxiety when you confuse your therapist with your mother, your father, that has concern.
Well, you're supposed to. You're supposed to be in a transference, right, Dr. Katz?
Right.
I'm with Dave, though, for the thong. Let me tell you what I mean about that. You want to go to someone who is really comfortable, has good self-esteem, who can live his life the way they want to live their life. Because that's what we teach people, how to live their life individually, how they want to, whether they want to have tattoos, not have tattoos, whether they want to be a rock star, not a rock star. So we encourage people to do their thing.
At the end of the episode, his own self-centered fear about the thong is revealed.
Well, that may be true. Maybe he thought
he's not as comfortable as he thought he was.
But
Alan, what's your objection?
What kind of thing? He took a flag from a third world country, he wrapped it around, he stuck it up his ass. That's a thing. I don't want a shrink who's got that as a thing.
Okay, he could have been naked as far as I'm concerned. It doesn't matter if he's going to a nude beach. The point is that I think the therapists are entitled to their own lives. And we want to teach people to live their own purposeful life. Now, the more important thing, though, is termination. The real issue for any good therapist is the person terminating for a good reason or bad reason? And good reason is because they're uncomfortable with therapists to the point where they don't think they're being helped. They've really done what they want to do. They don't need to be an annuity for the therapist because too many people want people indefinitely. However, a lot of people get uncomfortable in therapy when they should be uncomfortable.
They're getting to a place.
They're getting somewhere, and they want to leave and bolt. And so a therapist is going to say, come on in, we'll talk about it.
Even you as a therapist, there's got to be a little piece that's thinking, I don't want to lose this source of income. And you talk yourself into thinking that it's because I'm really helping
You're
them.
right. Is there a part of you that goes, you know something? I like that shirt I saw last night. 2 more sessions.
And who doesn't need more sessions? Everybody, Dave.
But the bottom line is do we really owe the therapist a reason? Like, if I don't want to go, I'm not going to go. Well, I'm paying for a service. I'm paying for cable. If I don't like the provider,
that's a very rational,
I'm going to cancel it.
That's a rational question, but isn't it also you're in a sort of a weakened, exposed state. You've told this man everything. You've revealed all sorts of things.
Not necessarily.
You're incredibly vulnerable.
Not necessarily.
Do you want to, you know,
and
do you want to put yourself in a position where he says, you know something?
In this episode, Larry says, I'm feeling good, and the therapist says, I'm sensing agitation. Now, there's nowhere in the world, and you can attest to this, does someone necessarily, they're feeling good, are they not able to exhibit moments of agitation and still not be feeling good?
By the way, Dave, I think as a therapist, you say to someone, I'm glad you're feeling good. Tell me what's going on. And, you know, if people feel finished with an issue, look, let me just say this. Short-term therapy is the future. Long-term therapy, which we know that Richard and Larry...
I spent 9 years, 4 times a week.
That's Hollywood, that's entertainment industry.
No, New York, New York.
New York and the coast. But the reality is, I would go to a therapist who has a busy practice. Because you're right. People who are out there with 6 patients a week who are so deathly afraid of losing one of them, they're going to try to keep in therapy. And you go to someone who ethically really feels like they want you to accomplish what you want to accomplish and then get the hell out of here.
Okay, more important issue than any of this. Forget therapy. A waiter brings your food out, doesn't bring the other person's food out. Do you have an obligation to wait until that person's food is out before you start to eat?
Absolutely not.
No, right?
Absolutely
Especially
not.
if it's hot food.
Absolutely. Well, even if it's cold food, it's there first.
But isn't that the fault of the restaurant?
Exactly.
It's like that. Why should that's when you go to a restaurant and have service, they're ready for decor. You'll have forks and knives and music. That was the fault of the restaurant to even put them in that position.
Yes, but there is a social decorum thing that you're supposed to wait until you both...
social contract. If Dave and I are out to lunch, depending upon our relationship, we're going to eat together, not eat together. And some people don't eat together. And so it's sort of how the two people are. He had a lunch with this guy. This guy paid money for it, of course. He bought lunch with it. He wanted to enjoy lunch with him. Larry had an obligation, I think, in that social contract.
What's lunch? To me, lunch starts when you're sitting down.
Absolutely.
Okay? It starts when you sit down, you're opposite each other. Okay? It doesn't... I think that you don't want to see somebody else eat. That's not a pleasant sight. So that's why you do it at the same time.
Right.
So you just concentrate on your food.
So,
okay. That being said, one had food. The conversation still could have gone on. They still could have talked about Dick Groat. He still could have sung
But if we're
little
going to be technical
songs.
about it, isn't lunch the act of ingesting? And therefore,
When you're alone.
as soon as water hits the table and you take a sip, it's begun.
But can we go just on the Groats page for a moment to how ridiculous,
All right, you know what?
ridiculous?
We are going to talk about that when we come back. 'Cause that is
Fantastic.
a very long conversation.
Okay.
Sandra Singh Low.
Okay.
I'm Susie Essman. We'll be right back.
This is Dr. Pepper Cherry. It's got a little kiss of cherry. You can't beat a little kiss. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Give this job to my friend. He loves playing in the jungle.
Right.
A team of legendary warriors on a mission. They weren't expected to survive.
To get out of here, it's a miracle.
Let's see what you got.
Bring it.
Boom.
Go.
You know, it's not easy being your friend.
The Expendables. Rated R. In theaters August 13.
Billy always said, it's not clean unless it's OxyClean. Now there's OxyClean Max Force Gel Stick. Its unique applicator releases stain-busting gel that sticks to stains and breaks them down, so they rinse right out the first time. New OxyClean Gel Stick. Stick it to your stain.
Get set, because Proactive is all new. So if you have a problem pimple or sudden breakout and want fast relief, order now and be among the first to get the new and improved Proactive system. Now faster and gentler than ever before. With your order, you'll get our best-selling refining mask to help zap problem zits overnight.
The refining mask is that extra oomph. You know, it's like I know that no matter what, it's always going to work for me.
Call now and order new Proactive. It's different thanks to microcrystal medicine that delivers instant acne-fighting results.
I love the new Proactive. It's rich, it's creamy, it's gentle, it's effective.
New Proactive sells for $40, but order now and pay just $19.95. Plus, we'll add our amazing refining mask and hydrating green tea moisturizer for extra healing power and the best skin of your life. Call 1-800-311-5643.
I am very proud of my skin now, and that is something I never would have been able to say before.
If you experience frustrating occasional digestive upsets, you're not alone. Probiotics are good bacteria that can help, but they're not all the same. Try Align Probiotic Supplement. Only Align contains Bifentis, a patented probiotic. Occasional upsets can occur when your body's natural balance of bacteria is disrupted. Align helps replenish your digestive system with good bacteria and protect against occasional digestive upsets. Try #1 recommended Align. This has been Medifax for Align.
I had to reuse catheters for the rest of my life. That was me 3 years ago, before Liberator Medical helped me qualify for a new catheter every time I needed one. It changed my life, and it's changed thousands of other lives too.
Liberator gave me back the freedom I haven't had since I started using catheters.
You always talk to a caring person, not a computer.
I'm so grateful that my doctor referred me to Liberator Medical.
It was a life-changing phone call. No more antibiotics.
Call now to qualify for up to 200 disposable catheters per month for little or no out-of-pocket costs. We'll take care of your Medicare and insurance paperwork and billing. You can even order a 3-month supply. We also offer diabetes and ostomy supplies and mastectomy fashions.
Call 1-800-525-2917. 1-800-525-2917.
Liberator Medical helped me get my life back. They can do the same for you.
It's pure ingenuity. Crisp, cool air circulates top to bottom through 28 vents to help keep food fresh longer. The revolutionary Kenmore Elite Refrigerator. That's genius.
What's inside this little dial? How about 3 mascaras in one?
Almay's new one-coat dial-up mascara takes your lashes from full to fuller to fullest. So you can go from daytime to dazzling in 3 clicks. New one-coat dial-up mascara, only from Almay.
We're here. We're discussing.
We were still at lunch,
We're discussing Groat syndrome, and it's a disease, a syndrome, and is a syndrome, a disease. And we're here with Dr. Stan Katz and Dave Navarro and Sandra Singh Low and Alan Zweibel. I don't think Larry's behavior was so horrible at the Groats
The
lunch.
interesting thing is you would expect that behavior from the guy who paid for it.
Exactly.
As you
And
know,
what
do
Larry-
I want to sit down with somebody who paid to sit with me?
But it was also Larry thinking that he had to entertain the guy because he had just said to Rob, this guy's going to find me really boring. So I think he was overcompensating.
He was
It was
overcompensating.
a lot of nerves and all
but
of that.
Alan, this guy wanted to meet Larry because of Seinfeld, okay? So we already knew that Larry had a certain kind of a brain.
What was
he
he think he was
expecting?
gonna
He was going to have
buy?
lunch
What
with
did
an
he think he was
accountant?
gonna do?
But also the Groats guy didn't ask Larry David about Seinfeld. He didn't seem at all curious about Seinfeld. How do you get ideas
Well,
for
he
episodes?
clearly wanted to
seemed so-
discuss Groats, is what his indication
And
was.
Larry...
Well, also, Larry didn't give him the real big window over there to get any questions. And also, because Larry just kept going,
That's very
going,
true.
going.
That's very
you
true. He
know?
was obviously nervous.
Yeah.
You know, it's
But-
like going out to lunch with Howard Stern and him being profane or him being
And
know,
you're
obnoxious
shocked.
and you're shocked.
You're
so
shocked.
the truth is Larry was exactly Larry, but an exaggerated sense of him. But I think that lunch also suggested that there was no social contract between these two people at all. I mean, Larry was there just to perform, and this guy was there to buy the lunch, and it was kind of undefined, and that's why it was an awkward situation.
It was an awkward situation, and I personally thought that Larry was being quite gracious. He was trying to engage the guy in some kind of conversation and to be affable, to use his
Now,
word.
clearly, this guy doesn't know about Groats. What's he doing being a part of this charity?
Right. But he didn't want to read the literature because it depresses him.
No, but he was doing, if you really look back at it, it wasn't so much for the syndrome, he was doing a favor for his
For
friend,
his
Rob.
friend, exactly. But do you have an obligation then to learn everything about this charity just because you're giving your time and money? I don't think so.
As far as Larry learning about Groats is concerned, it was just uncomfortable for him. He was doing a friend a favor, like you just said. Whether he should have read the literature or not, I don't think I would have. I would have gone, oh, that's Groats. Now we know what Groats is. I don't think I would have poured over
There's no
it all night.
obligation.
There's no obligation. He was doing Rob a favor.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
And Rob did give him the Cliff's Notes on it.
In fact, that's the whole idea of charity. You give what you can give.
Right.
Whether it be money or time or your appearance. I think all those things will help the charity, and so he was lending his name. And
I thought he was being quite generous.
I think it's very gracious.
One
very
last
gracious.
point I want to bring up that Larry brought up in lunch, which I found fascinating. Ever catch your parents having sex?
No.
Never?
Ugh, no.
Alan?
I wanted to, only because I wanted to be one of those people who said, I walked in on them and, oh God, it traumatized me.
Yeah.
Never happened. So I
Have that in his excuse.
I actually did walk in once. And I remember I was about
is awfully quiet
I was about
that.
nine.
I
No,
have
I
to
was,
say, yeah.
I was about 9 years old, and I remember thinking, "Oh, that's what it looks like." Because when you're a kid, you can't really imagine what it
It's
looks
so
like.
not sexy when you walk in on
Oh,
someone.
no,
Oh,
it
no,
wasn't
it's the
sexy.
opposite of sexy. But you know what's really interesting is our generations were really appalled by that. The younger generations are not as appalled. Today's generation is not as appalled. Their parents are having sex, that they're using drugs, they're doing all kinds of things. They've seen their parents in different lights.
Although I gotta say,
knowing they
having
have
children.
sex and watching
Well,
them.
yes, well, no one wants to watch. But my
But
point
I
is
have
not
children.
traumatic.
They're not walking in and staying there.
I don't think
Oh,
my
they
kids.
turn around and leave?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
After they take a few pictures,
No,
that's
I
the end
laughed.
of it.
But here's another thought, because I mean, this is, having kids and having teenage kids. I mean, I am just so careful that they never even hear a squeak, nothing. And I think women are more conscious of this. When the kids are in the house, I really don't want to have sex. My husband is much better about that than I am. Alan, I know, when your kids were younger and living in the
kids
house.
were younger, everything shut down, you
Yeah.
know, and now the kids are out of the house, and I'm trying to figure out a way to jumpstart things.
But I mean, was your attitude and Robin's attitude different?
Totally
Is it a male,
different.
female?
Yeah, totally different, because we can meet in the closet, we can put gags in our mouth, we can do
Right, the
everything
guy
we
is
always
much-
did.
Right.
Who has to yell?
Do you find
There's no
this?
question about that. Men are much more willing to take that risk than women are. Women feel a real maternal kind of protection of their children, and they're sort of rejecting their husband. The husband like that, so they take the risk then, and they want to go into the closet. They want to go to
Do you
get
think
sick.
that's Sandra?
Yeah, I think that's but I think that women err on the side of that and let the sex totally die when the
She's
children are young, and you can't
That's
do
why
that.
we have
So just
hotel
lost
rooms.
it.
Dave, final word on
The
this.
final word, there's two thoughts. One thing I agree with the doctor here about, especially today's generation with entertainment and the internet the way it is.
Right.
They're more used to seeing these images to begin with,
their
and it's not, well, their parents. For me, I had a more uncomfortable situation because never walked in on my parents, but they got divorced when I was very young.
Right.
I walked in on them with other
partners.
people. So it was like half.
It's another show, Dave.
Yeah.
It's another show.
No, it was half erotic for me. I didn't know exactly. I had one
Another
eye closed.
discussion,
Exactly. Absolutely.
with Dr. Stan Katz, with Dave Navarro, with Sandra Singh Low, with Alan Zweibel. I'm Susie Essman, and the discussion is over.
She's got pretty long hair.
Do you think maybe it's too long?
You want me to give it a haircut?
Monday on TV Guide Network.
My doll's hair!
Why did you cut her hair?
I didn't cut it, hate it!
She asked asked me to give it a haircut.
And did you happen to tell her that maybe it wouldn't grow back?
I thought it was understood.
What is that?
I guess I missed a strand there. Let me get it. I got a Swiss Army knife. I could get that.
I might be able to help you with this, okay? My daughter has a huge doll collection. I think she might have that Judy doll.
But she missed the doll?
No! My daughter is not gonna care.
Mommy, somebody cut off Judy's head!
Judy. I got Judy.
Where's her body?
The kid is home, hysterical, because her doll, Judy, has been decapitated. Where's the head?
I don't know.
Get me the head!
Curb Your Enthusiasm, Monday at 10, 9 Central on TV Guide Network.
You should.
E-Class for 1.9% APR or lease one for $689 a month.
Yeah. Where the hell are you? Get down here now!
Next Tuesday.
Where is Colleen? I don't know. But you were with her last night, right?
What exactly do you remember about last night? Well, the prodigal bum returns. Get out of here!
Where is she?
You! It's him! Hey!
Tommy, you stud.
Rescue Me, all new next Tuesday at 10, only on FX.
Your intentions.
Next week on Louie.
I got you apart!
Listen,
This is not a no!
Simon.
You're doing it!
Louie, all new, next Tuesday at 11, only on FX.
Viewer discretion advised.
Next episode of AMC's Mad Men.
I hate it here. I really do.
You have to give them time to reconcile.
People are looking at everything we do here.
How the hell did you do that?
Stop it.
Don't pretend that you've never noticed me.
Everybody is right about you.
What about our other clients?
There's nothing to be afraid of. This is the office, and that's life. And this is good.
For a longer look at the next episode of AMC's Mad Men, go to amctv.com. Coming up in 60 seconds, a sneak preview of the complete first episode of AMC's newest original series, Rubicon.
Idea.
First is fast. First is 4G, but plays nice with 3G as well. First has an 8-megapixel HD camera and can stream live video to the web. First has an HDMI out. First shares Wi-Fi with 8 devices at once. First is not Stephen First, who played Flounder in Animal House. First has a kickstand for watching video. What will you do first with Evo, the first 4G phone? Only from Sprint, the Now Network.
I mean, I drank a whole bottle of whiskey and never even came close to blacking out.
And you don't think you have a problem?
Next Tuesday.
The drunk ones, they walk away unscathed.
She reminds you of your daughter. I get it. Just get up. It's like I'm stuck in cement over here.
A lot of guys get a little rattled and spend the rest of their lives like cowards.
Who are you calling a coward?
Suck it up, brother. Go to work.
I ain't getting up.
Rescue Me, all new. Next Tuesday at 10, only on FX.
Rated PG-13.
Summer's here, and so is Dave & Buster's Eat and Play Combo. $15.99 gets you a $10 game card for lots of play and one of 8 outrageously tasty entrees. The $15.99 Eat and Play Combo at Dave & Buster's. Now open late night.
In the NYPD, there's the cops we look up to.
You're the best! You shut your face!
And then there's the other guys.
I want to do good cop, bad cop.
I want to know everything!
I'll talk to you, you're reasonable.
I thought you said bad cop, bad cop.
The other guys, rated PG-13.
You know, like your mother is the first person you ever loved. Because if you really love somebody, I think you hate them at some point.
Next Tuesday.
This print is too small. Bring me a menu with larger type.
Robbie, you're pretty fat too. Is that all you boys do? Get fat and die?
Salad isn't very good. In fact, it's not good. I hate it.
Come on, who doesn't love their mother?
Louie, all new, next Tuesday at 11, only on FX.
Viewer discretion advised.
Do it like this. Just say it instead of like exclaiming it. Just say it. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
That was great.
Was that real? Did
Yeah,
you
that was
believe
good.
it?
That was good. Say it instead of at me. Say it to yourself this time. In the same way, just declare saying it. Go ahead.
Oh my God.
It's pretty good.
I have all night.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm really all right. You know what? I'm sorry.
So we book a flight to Hawaii using our points from Chase Sapphire.
Last minute on Christmas.
And sitting next to us, Chevy Chase. And we really hit it off. We played golf and then the luau.
He's like Da Vinci with ice.
And after, we helped hang Christmas decorations.
Wait. You flew last minute on Christmas with points from Chase Sapphire?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Hey.
Believe it. With points from Chase Sapphire, you can book airline tickets with no blackout dates or restrictions.
Hundreds of ideas and innovations come together to and finance offers.
I wouldn't turn my back on Franco for a couple of days.
Next Tuesday.
They closed the house.
What?
This ain't happening without some noise.
Give you some noise.
Not gunfire? No gunfire.
You're the most beautiful woman I've ever laid eyes on.
His behavior is completely unacceptable.
She's a beautiful lady.
Do you want to,
Yeah.
Just bang, really.
tight?
Might as well strike while the iron's hot.
That was
You said bang it.
Rescue Me, all new next Tuesday at 10 on FX.
There it is.
Netflix now delivers unlimited movies 2 ways, instantly to your TV, plus DVDs by mail.
I gotta pump this jam.
Watch as many TV episodes and movies as you want for only $9 a month.
Listen, could you maybe open a window? I don't want to have to smell that all the time.
Come in, get to know me.
Louie, all new, next Tuesday at 11, only on FX.
Guys always have an ugly jacket that they call their favorite. I'm guessing this one's yours, right, Rabbi? We'll talk about that and more next on Curb the Discussion.
After every episode of Curb, Susie Essman sits down with Hollywood's biggest Curb fans to seriously discuss the issues.
Ever catch your parents having sex? Is it ever good to stick something down your pants? How about in a lesbian couple? Who gets to drive? Breast implants, real or just big chemical balls?
And tonight, Susie and the panel discuss the delicate issue of religious conversion.
I will say this, I have been adamant about raising my child a Red Sox fan.
Curb the Discussion, hosted by Susie Essman, is next on TV Guide.
Oh, so we're here. We're discussing the moral and ethical implications of Larry's behavior with Victoria Stillwell. It's me or the dog, and it's always the dog as far as I'm concerned. Rabbi David Wolpe, Gloria Allred, and Sam Cedar, comedian and essayist and everything is. What are you, Sam? Talk show host?
Jew?
Jew? Well, Jew. Let's start with that, okay? Victoria, do conversions work? Are you married?
I am married.
And is your husband the same religion?
Yeah, he is.
He is.
Same religion.
Do you think conversions work?
I think it's got to be because your heart says you want to convert, not just because your spouse-to-be wants you to. I have a lot of friends, actually, that Jews and Christians, they're married, and they celebrate both, which is obviously very difficult, but they're bringing up their children to decide which faith that child wants to go into.
Gloria, what's your take on
that?
this?
That happens, but I think Jewish people, and I'm Jewish, sometimes feel...
You're really outnumbered here, Victoria.
I know, kind of a resentment of anyone trying to recruit a Jewish person to another religion, because relatively speaking, there are very few Jewish people, and also Jewish people don't try to recruit others to become Jewish. They're welcoming to others who might like to become Jewish, but it's really hard to become Jewish.
Whereas
so they
to
take
become
it very
Christian,
seriously.
you throw a little water in your face. Is that it? Is that all it takes?
I will say this, that I've never felt more Jewish than when my entire body is wet.
Yes,
I'm not sure why that is. But, no, I think, you know, it turned out he did a good thing because if he wanted to become Christian, then it would have been a bad thing, but it turned out to be good. So,
all right,
and
Rabbi,
plus,
what?
it's one more Jew.
One more Jew.
Obviously, he didn't intend to do what he did. In some ways, sometimes converting to get married is the best reason because you join a system. If you create connections and family and so on, you can be brought in, which is why at the very end you saw they sort of divided up into teams. It's like, it wasn't even which notion of God did you believe in, it's which team did you want to belong to.
I will say this, I have been adamant about raising my child a Red Sox fan.
Okay.
That was number one.
That's your religion.
If she ever came home with a Yankee,
That's your religion.
fan, that'd be a problem.
Wait till I get a hold
You know, it would have been interesting, though, if it would have been a whole different story if Larry had intentionally tried to stop the baptism. That would have been offensive.
Right.
And that would have been wrong.
But you could see him going down the wrong path, though. He chose to be wrong. Because he wasn't
what do you mean, Victoria?
He wasn't intending to stop the baptism. But then...
Well, once he's getting praised for something, he's always going to go that way. That's Larry.
But that's the whole point that he's making about religion, which is that it is partly the social network that you're part of. And that's why they start dividing up at the end, because the Christians feel self-pride as Christians and the Jews feel self-pride as Jews. And it isn't a doctrinal difference. It's you're going to be part of us, you're going to be part of them.
So it's not, do you believe in the Old Testament or the New? It's which community do you want to be a part of?
Yeah.
If you're getting married to somebody, and you probably deal with prenups and all that kind of stuff all the time, Gloria, is that a reasonable thing to make them give up their religious belief and convert to your religion? Otherwise, you're not going to marry them? Is that what love, is that a part of love?
I mean, if it's important to you, I think it is. In my case, I didn't marry a Jew, and you know.
My husband's Catholic.
Right. Well,
but is she a Red Sox fan?
She's agnostic when it comes to baseball, and that was really the key.
You know, it's interesting from a political point of view. I don't think the Jewish people can proselytize because they are, in many places in the world and throughout history, a hated minority. So that would be a threat to the majority.
Come join us, the hated minority. Come be in our group and have everybody hate you.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the audience for the Larry David Show probably isn't that anti-Semitic. But having said that,
there's a lot.
Well, maybe not before they started watching.
Well, but there are a lot of non-Jews who watch this show. I know that. Yeah.
I'm assuming still.
But Rabbi,
those
let
two
me ask
things
you:
aren't synonymous.
when you have a couple come to you and one is Jewish and one is not Jewish, do you advise?
I tell them that they have to choose to raise their children in a religion.
I was brought up as an atheiist. I was brought up with no religion, and I felt no lacking in my life at all.
I just mean you have to choose an orientation, whatever it is. In other words, you weren't raised with two conflicting orientations.
No, they were conflicting in many other ways, my parents, but not their orientation.
Right,
okay, we're going to be back, and we're going to talk about all this and more with Victoria Stilwell and Rabbi Walpe, with Gloria Allred, and with Sam Cedar. I'm Susie Essman.
Curb the Discussion is presented by BlackBerry. Love what you do.
Hi. Ready to order?
We'll have that.
With Applebee's new sizzling entrees, fresh flavor never sounded so good. Try the spicy Asian shrimp, steak and cheese, or chicken with queso blanco, starting at $8.99. Only at Applebee's, now open till midnight or later.
It's pure ingenuity. Crisp, cool air circulates top to bottom through 28 vents to help keep food fresh longer. The revolutionary Kenmore Elite Refrigerator. That's genius.
Hi, I'm looking to save money on my car insurance. How do I know if I'm getting a good deal?
You should talk to the specialist.
The specialist?
He compares rates side by side. You could save hundreds. It's easy.
Great.
Okay, Pickles. Do your thing.
Oh, that's amazing.
I trained him myself.
I meant the... Okay.
Same coverage, more savings. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Get set, because Proactive is all new. So if you have a problem pimple or sudden breakout and want fast relief, order now and be among the first to get the new and improved Proactive system. Now faster and gentler than ever before. With your order, you'll get our best-selling refining mask to help zap problem zits overnight.
The refining mask is that extra oomph. You know, it's like I know that no matter what, it's always going to work for me.
Call now and order new Proactive. It's different. thanks to microcrystal medicine that delivers instant acne-fighting results.
I love the new Proactive. It's rich, it's creamy, it's gentle, it's effective.
New Proactive sells for $40, but order now and pay just $19.95. Plus, we'll add our amazing refining mask and hydrating green tea moisturizer for extra healing power and the best skin of your life. Call 1-800-311-5643.
I am very proud of my skin now, and that is something I never would have been able to say before.
From the #1 acne system in the world, get set, because Proactive is all new. So if you have a problem pimple or sudden breakout and want fast relief, order now and be among the first to get the new and improved Proactive system. Now faster and gentler than ever before. With your order, you'll get these free skin healing extras: a travel size of our hydrating green tea moisturizer and our best-selling refining mask to help zap problem zits overnight.
The refining mask is that extra oomph. You know, it's like I know that no matter what, it's always going to work for me.
Call now and order the new Proactive. It's different thanks to microcrystal medicine designed to penetrate pores fast to deliver instant acne-fighting action.
With the new Proactive, I've noticed that my skin seems a lot softer and smoother.
I love the new Proactive. It's rich, it's creamy, it's gentle, it's effective.
New Proactive sells for $40. But order in the next 4 minutes and you'll pay just $19.95 with this special TV offer. Plus, you'll have the green tea moisturizer and refining mask for extra power to clear away blemishes and give you the best skin of your life.
To have clear skin and to not have acne has opened so many doors for me. I am very proud of my skin now, and that is something I never would have been able to say before.
Proactive is all new. New 3-step system with microcrystal medicine. New skin healing extras. And we'll even add this new must-have book with secrets to flawless skin. A combined $72 value for just $19.95. And all this risk-free. Get results or your money back.
Nobody needs to have bad acne anymore because Proactive works.
Don't just dream of clear, beautiful skin. Be clear. Be confident. Be proactive. Call 1-800-807-1184.
We're talking about dogs now because Victoria Stilwell is here from It's Me or the Dog, and Rabbi Walpe, Gloria Allred, the world-famous attorney, and Sam Cedar, comedian, talk show host. I'm Susie Essman. I don't know what I do. The propriety of the creative. Richard Lewis accuses Larry of stealing his answering machine message. Now, Gloria, this is a question for you. And Larry says, I'm going to be the man. If you're going to always take the high road, are you the better person?
Well, when he says I'm going to be the man, you know, I have to ask, what does he really mean by that? I guess he could have said, I'll be the courageous person, I'll be the woman. But anyway, he didn't say that. A subject for another time.
She's a feminist, Sam. Don't laugh.
No, I hear what she's saying. I understand. No,
Okay,
listen, I hear you. He should have
Convert to it.
He should have said he was the woman in that situation.
Well, no, he should have said, I am going to be the bigger person, I think, is more to
Exactly.
more to
And
the point.
then did he really end up being the bigger person? That's the question.
Well, he gave in. He gave in and let Richard keep.
As a comedian, you know that you know that there's a lot of propriety over jokes.
And the worst thing
There's
somebody
a lot
could
of-
accuse you of is stealing material.
Absolutely. I think he was probably covering, and he was using a false masculine macho bravado to cover that up.
And Victoria, let's talk about the clothes. Shouldn't Cheryl have checked in the pockets? First of all, why is she giving away his favorite jacket? Why is it up to her to give it away?
I do have to side with her, though, especially if you're married to a man, as I am, that doesn't have the best dress sense. Sometimes you have to step in and get rid of that old jacket because it's an intervention.
Oh, she's
We're
doing
talking
an
about a
intervention.
guy that does not dress well.
Clothing
It's an intervention.
You don't care about his feelings whatsoever.
No, because it's gone far beyond that. It's gone far beyond. You want your man to look good.
Yeah,
You've
but
got
it
to
may
check in the
be,
pockets.
it may be that he's a guy that needs that. Kind of like a baby sometimes needs a little security blanket.
Yeah, he said, Gloria, this was my show jacket. That was his good luck jacket that he wore on his shows.
Wait a second. No, wait a second here. I have to take a little. I'm offended as someone who I have problems with my attire.
I was actually going to talk to you about your pants.
Yes, it's a big issue for my
mind,
wife.
like just kind of changing them right now?
That's a big issue for my wife. I get that a lot. Please change your pants or something
And
to that effect.
what's offending you, Sam?
Well, if I ever told my wife that what she was wearing is problematic, then it would be done. I'd be done.
So you think there's
I'd
a
be
double
done.
standard?
I'd be done. There's a huge double standard.
Yeah, but would she wear something like this? With all due respect, would she wear something like this?
That he's a baby for wanting his clothes?
No, I didn't say he's a baby. I said it means something to him, and maybe you just don't want necessarily to give things away that you worked hard to earn.
Actually, the same issue as the religion issue, because the reason she wants him to change his jacket is what he wears reflects on her. So his relative wants that guy to convert to Judaism because she doesn't want his religion to reflect on her.
Well, what
And
if
it works both
shopping is a
ways.
religion for women? Do
You're
men
using
have to respect
You're
that?
using religion very loosely.
Very
Victoria.
loosely.
I'm going to be proprietary here. By the way, we steal sermons too, just so you shouldn't feel so bad.
I bet you do. How many things can you say? It's one book, you know?
Jesus wants me to have these pants. That's all I want.
Now, when Larry approaches the guy in the airport and accuses him of taking his ticket, obviously his approach was wrong. How do you approach somebody that you think did you wrong, Victoria? You're a big manners person. You're British.
Well, yes. There is a way of doing things, and Larry approached it in the wrong way.
In the wrong way.
He could have explained.
Instead of being accusatory.
But what if that person actually had stolen the tickets? Approaching him that way would show a certain amount of weakness, and this guy has already taken advantage of you by stealing the tickets. You have to go in with a certain amount, I think, of aggressiveness.
I think that's dangerous. I think what he needed to do was do some fact-finding before he jumped to conclusions, made assumptions, and essentially challenged the guy.
That's so legally, though.
No, but but you know what, look, it was a risky thing. What if approaches this guy and the guy punches him and you know, and then there's a big fight that breaks out?
Well, hey, Gloria, is there any liability if he accuses somebody of stealing from him?
Well, there may be, Susie, if other people hear it. That would be called defamation. That could be slander.
In this instance, he did it on national television.
Yes, exactly.
Although he should have had a little bit of skepticism about somebody who broke into his office and left everything in place except for the two tickets.
But they're online. The guy in front of them has an hour before his flight. Shouldn't have urgency that they're urgently trying to get on this flight trump the people that are just in line out of just pure regular courtesy?
People, especially when they're traveling, they're anxious. They don't want to give up their place. I mean, yeah, it should. But how often have you known that the person behind you might have a greater urgency, but you've waited there for a long time and you really don't want to yield your place, even though...
Yeah, and there have been studies about people who don't want to yield their place. Like you have that parking scene.
Right.
People wait longer when someone's behind them.
That people who are in a parking space, who know that someone is waiting for that space, will take longer to exit that that than if no one was waiting to occupy it.
Yes,
isn't that fascinating?
Yes, it is.
It's a power. It's your
small area of control.
It's your turn, and you don't want to give it up.
That's sad to me. That tells me that we're all petty, little, powerless, you know, holding on to any little kind of thing that we could hold over somebody else, and therefore, I don't what? What does that teach us?
Except for Larry.
Except for Larry.
Larry, right.
Well, I think we need to end the discussion right there. This discussion is over.
Curb the Discussion is presented by BlackBerry. Love what you do.
I finally found it. It's a different kind of retinol.
Introducing new Garnier Ultra Lip.
Boy, that fork thing was humiliating for Larry. Hope it doesn't ruin his positive, upbeat attitude about life. We'll talk about that and more next on Curb the Discussion.
All's well that ends well.
After every episode of Curb, watch Curb the Discussion.
It's a shotgun of emotion.
Superfan celebrities come together.
Listen, we're not here to judge, okay?
To give their thoughts on the episode you just watched.
That was ridiculous.
Right?
And it's hosted by Curb's own Susie Essman.
Talk about a happy ending.
And tonight, more burning questions inspired by Larry.
Is it not as good if you're paying? You tell me, Rabbi.
Curb the Discussion is next on TV Guide.
I mean, sometimes it's just not his fault. We're here with Sam Cedar and Victoria Stillwell and Rabbi Wolpe. And Kevin Rooney. And I'm Susie Essman. Let's start with the happy ending, Rabbi.
Yeah.
Is a happy ending in a massage cheating on your spouse?
Yeah, I mean, the best test is, did he go home and tell her right away, even though the ending was unhappy? It was like happiness interrupted. But did he go home and say anything to her? No, which means that he felt a sense of betrayal, and that's a pretty good measure.
The real thing about the happy ending is if it's just a release of a physical problem, it's not happy. And that's the real thing about you can't have joy outside of a relationship.
Oh, you are so full of it.
Your wife doesn't want you to have any fun. even a hole-in-one, if a guy enjoys it, the wife's going to feel vaguely cut out.
Oh, so we're all just castrating witches.
That's why men go to war, because it's something they enjoy doing that the wife wants nothing
to do with.
Yeah.
I actually think men go to war for other overcompensatory reasons that are kind of similar. But
it satisfies a lot of things.
Victoria?
I think Larry, obviously, because it was completely unexpected, I think he did the right thing. He stopped at midway, which I guess for men is pretty hard.
I'm sure it's pretty hard. It's hard for women, too.
Yeah,
but,
right, there you go.
So he was not actually trying to cheat on his wife?
No, I don't think, but he should have told her.
You think he should have told her?
Yeah, he should have told her.
I don't know, Sam.
No, I wouldn't have told. Now, I personally, I don't like getting massages at all.
Right.
I mean, I don't even like getting massages from my wife. I mean, the happy ending
Why
part.
is that?
Well, I just don't like to be massaged. I become too aware of the muscular.
It's going to release too much or
no,
something?
it's just like I don't like to be aware of the sinew of the body.
Well, that brings up another issue then. Is there some aspect of a massage that's always sexual?
A man's body is only sexual really in one place. The rest of it's just a bag of mud. So
men have no erogenous zones?
Not really. There's a promise that if a woman's touching you somewhere in your body, she might get to the point where you have a sexual zone.
Right.
You're in the area.
Right.
You know, you're at the circus, but you haven't seen any of it yet, but you're there.
Right.
So there's that. But I don't like to be touched either for anything but a real purpose.
Oh, really? You're going to ask me this?
Getting a massage.
Thank you. No, I can't thank you enough for asking this publicly.
Wait, Rabbi won't be getting a massage. I mean, people have been getting massages, you know, for
thousands of years. Sure.
Exactly.
I'm sure in the Bible they got massages.
I would bet you anything there is some kind of massage thing happening in the Bible.
Yes. I mean, a body is an erogenous zone. There are more and less. I mean, there are, to use his golf analogy, there's a fairway and there's, putting green, and there are places that are closer and farther.
And a hole-in-one.
I didn't say that.
I did.
I know. But just a biblical allusion, no doubt, that you were making. So massage can be sexual, but it doesn't have to be. It depends how you're touched. You can touch people in ways that are unsexual.
So it's all intent.
Yeah, it's intent, and it's also, I hate to use such a loaded word, but it's also technique. You touch people in lots of different ways.
Right, right. Okay. So, Sam, so was Larry
no, I think what
cheating
Larry did,
or no?
No, I don't think he was cheating, and I think he was smart not to tell her.
I think he was smart not to tell her.
Of course, why would he tell her?
Doesn't the happy ending kind of take a crash when you have to pay? Doesn't the paying part
Well, that's
ruin
a
the
whole
happy
other
ending
issue.
for you?
That's in the Bible too, prostitution.
Yes.
I mean, that's just prostitution. I wouldn't know. Is it not as good if you're paying? You tell me, Rabbi.
Yeah. We're supposed to believe that, right?
No, I don't know.
I think actually the point that Kevin is making is exactly right, which is it's a very different experience if it's a purely physical experience or it's a relational experience.
Right.
It depends what you're comparing it to.
Okay, let's talk about the stop and chat. We live in New York, so we're running into people all the time in the street. And if I was walking down Broadway and I ran into you and I was just, hi, Sam, and kept walking, I could be busy. I could be on my way to an appointment. I could be, would that be rude?
I'd be offended.
You would?
I mean, on the streets of LA, it's almost creepy if someone stops and talks to you.
But this is an acquaintance. It's like, let's say you go to a restaurant and then you run into the waitress on the street and you're like, oh, hi, and you keep going.
I like to think that you think of me more than a waiter.
I do. And guess what? I would stop and chat with you.
Well, I appreciate that very much.
I would, but I wouldn't massage you. I would not massage you. I'd know better now.
No, thank you.
What do you think, Ken?
Larry's right. Your whole life can go down a rat hole.
Yeah.
You see people and you just, as you approach them, you feel like you've been encased in carbonite. And you never get, it can be difficult to get away from them. And then you have to do that little move, the walking move, you do the half turn. As you pass them, you keep moving.
Yeah,
I'd like to stop and talk, but I have to do a thing. You have to have something ready.
I always believe in making people feel good. And so that...
Back to the happy ending.
Yeah,
there you go.
No, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far, but I think it's your duty. If somebody is gonna stop you and want to spend time with you, it doesn't matter if you are running late. I think you need to give them that time.
I have a question about that, seriously. Why is it necessarily true that the person who is more demanding of time, automatically you default manners to them? Why isn't it manners to say, Larry didn't have time to spend with me, I understand that he didn't have time, and therefore my expression of manners will be not to hold a grudge against, of course. Because,
and speaking of holding a grudge, this man didn't, I mean, he held a grudge. I mean, he's calling the police about a fork. You know, I mean, that's a grudge.
Restaurants run on a very, very small
tight
margin.
budget, yes.
And so you've got to account for every little.
When you're holding the grudge, it's reasonable. You can hold it as long as you want. But someone else holding a grudge, they're probably neurotic. It's wrong. The grudges to me are like penises. I can hold mine against anybody, but I don't want anybody holding theirs
against yours. Yeah. Well,
it's
as a
creepy,
grudge bearer,
the other way.
That's sweet. That's very sweet.
I happen to be a major grudge bearer. I am. It's one of my least. I'm not happy about it. It's one of my least attractive qualities, and I would like to get over it. But we will discuss that and more with Sam Cedar and Victoria Stilwell and Rabbi Welpe and Kevin Rooney in just a minute when we come back with the discussion.
Curb the Discussion is presented by BlackBerry. Love what you do.
Hey, zip your face.
That's your best tough guy line?
Cut. Zip your face up.
You're talking about my face.
He said zip your face.
Date night extended with even more laughs.
That's enough.
Most movies have one hero. This movie has them all.
Got a problem with that?
Yeah, call that a tie.
Come on, keep dreaming.
Oh, yeah.
The Expendables. Rated R. In theaters August 13th.
Pizza photo shoots, they're insane. They do all kinds of weird stuff. But at Domino's, we're making a change. Why don't we just take the pizza right out of the oven and take a picture of it?
We want you to be our photographer. Order 2 mediums with 2 toppings for $5.99 each and send us your pictures.
Pizza this good stands on its own.
Alert. The acne drug Accutane has been linked to serious abdominal illnesses, including inflammatory bowel disease, ulcerative colitis, and Crohn's disease. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to individuals suffering with these conditions. If you took Accutane and have suffered with any abdominal illness, call Goldberg and Osborne right now about monetary compensation. 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like to have my seat?
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
When your eyes are smiling, you're smiling. And when they're laughing, you're laughing. Be kind to your eyes with Transitions lenses. Transitions adapt to changing light, so you see your whole day comfortably and conveniently while protecting your eyes from the sun. Ask your eye care professional which Transitions lenses are right for you.
Hi, may I help you?
Yes, I hear Progressive has lots of discounts on car insurance. Can I get in on that?
Are you a safe driver?
Yes.
Discount. Do you own a home?
Yes.
Discount. Are you gonna buy online?
Yes.
Discount. Isn't getting discounts great?
Yes.
There's no discount for agreeing with me.
Yeah, I got carried away.
It happens to me all the time.
Helping you save money. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
There's a place called Hidden Valley, where kids not only eat their vegetables, they can't get enough. Hidden Valley Ranch makes vegetables delectable. Discover 4 more ways to make vegetables delectable with Farmhouse Originals from Hidden Valley.
Now from the Cascade Network,
It's the greatest merger in dishwashing history.
It will impact pots and pans everywhere.
Gel and powder join forces to create a superpower.
Cascade Complete Packs. Now, for the inside story.
The best of Cascade powder and gel have combined in one powerful pack to obliterate grease, annihilate tough foods. A true powerhouse.
Cascade Complete Packs. You heard it here. Combine and conquer.
We're talking about all the things Larry does wrong on this show, and a lot of times he does something right. I think his impulse, I feel this way all the time, his impulse to feed the limo driver was a nice thing, don't you think, Victoria?
But I think that's awkward, though. The limo driver, as soon as Larry got out, said, "It's my job. I opened the door, it's my job."
Right.
That's his job.
It's tricky to know when kindness becomes condescension, and the way that you know is by the attitude of the person. That is, if Larry feels pity and condescension, then the limo driver's going to feel it. But if he says to him, "Hey, can I get you something to eat?" in a way that doesn't suggest this class distinction, then I think that's just a nice thing to do.
My feeling is that if Larry really cared about the limo driver, he would have bought him a meal, not given him leftovers. That's disgusting, giving him leftovers.
Well, but that's what I love about his show, is that he has this gray, mixed up area. He has this great impulse to care about someone who's in his employment, and he's worried about him, but then he ends up bringing him a doggy bag. It's also a phony thing to try and pretend to be a friend with a person. You're not really going to be their friend.
Right.
They're not going to call you later and go, "Hey, I took a second mortgage on my house. I'm going to Vegas."
And the trick always is, with Larry's character, how much of it is motivated by a genuine impulse to goodness, and how much of it is motivated by his desire to escape discomfort, since that's so much of what he does.
You mean the
Guilt, discomfort, all of those things. That's why when he first walks by the sandwich guy, he doesn't look at the guy who's wearing the sandwich board that says, "I shop." He doesn't really look at him because that's uncomfortable. You know, he runs back to get the guy a fork because it's uncomfortable that he brought him food that he has to eat with his hands.
Right, so it's all self-serving?
But he's probably doing it out of mixed motives, so he blows it. By the way, the signage, the
Scarlet
Letter.
Yeah,
that's
let's
a great
talk
idea,
about
because we have
that,
so
Kevin.
many criminals. It would be so great to know immediately who you're dealing with in life, to have a big, like, IB for investment banker, or thief, or, just a big
like
P for plagiarist.
Get an app on your iPhone for
It would be fantastic
like a
to know
Zagat's
that.
guide. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up now with a very, very important question. Psychic. Believe it?
Total crap.
Crap? BS?
That looking into that was the one part of it. Larry and his wife, I don't believe, think that this woman can see into the future like the Wicked Witch of the West into the cauldron, watching the monkeys. There is
But
no.
she really
there
could.
is
The
no
Wicked Witch of the West
future.
really could see
Didn't you
into
think it was bizarre that she actually would get into an argument with him, and a woman said that a psychic told me you were having an affair? It was.
Sam?
What, do I believe in psychics? No.
Victoria?
No, I mean, I don't
I have to say no.
You don't believe in it. Rabbi?
You should be able to tell what I think.
Is there anything in the Bible about that?
There is.
Aren't there
a fortune
seers?
teller.
And
Yes.
aren't there?
Yes, but seers and this kind of psychic is a prophet, for example, is somebody who sees very deeply into the present. It's actually not so much someone who foretells the future, but someone who understands that if things continue the way they are, this is the inevitable result. But the psychic idea is kind of a confidence trick that seems to me unworthy.
What are the odds that the golfer? It's just a good guess. The golfer, a hole-in-one. They're all things that are right there. The crank's not going to like his trip to Hawaii.
Yeah, but you know what? I want my husband to believe that there are psychics, that when I go to a psychic, and it'll keep him on the straight and narrow.
Send your husband to a psychic and not a masseuse. That's my rabbinic advice to you.
I'm sending Sam Cedar to a masseuse. That's my gift to you for being on this show.
Nice.
Sam Cedar and I know a good one right in your neighborhood. Victoria Stillwell and Rabbi Wolpe and Kevin Rooney. I'm Susie Essman, and the discussion is over.
Curb the Discussion is presented by BlackBerry. Love what you do.
Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm interview, take 10.
So, how do you feel about Curb Your Enthusiasm on TV Guide Network?
Did you see that?
I'm sorry?
Clapper almost took my nose off with that thing.
Oh, did he?
Seemed almost like it could have been on purpose.
It was close.
You saw it?
I saw that it was closer
I'm
than
not
normal.
crazy. Am I crazy?
No, sir. You're not crazy.
He's got 4 feet in front of me. You just got to come right up to my face?
I think it's a focus.
Focus?
So you're not blurry.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
All due respect.
Yeah, this is funny. My wife said that you might get upset about little things like this. And I said, no, that's just on the TV show.
You know what? Let's just start all over. How about that?
Okay, great. So how do you feel about Curb Your Enthusiasm on TV Guide Network?
Very excited about it.
New network, same enthusiasm. Catch Curb Monday through Thursday at 10, 9 Central on TV Guide Network.
On the next Entourage.
Yo, E, what up? Very important that Vince make a better impression than he did at the last meeting.
I need to know that I can count on you.
You can.
What the fuck is going on?
What's your fucking problem?
I feel super confident that I can tailor a character around your voice.
I gave you stock in this company to get Vince to do an ad campaign, not so you could be my salesman.
Doesn't sound like you're doing too good with the tequila.
I'm gonna go see Lizzie. I think I found a chink in her armor. This time I confess, I am following you.
Entourage, next Sunday night at 10:30.
Fishes, friskies, seafood sensations, feed the senses.
This year, the Emmy Awards will be broadcast live, coast to coast, which basically makes it DVR-proof. So don't even try to record it, because this is what will happen.
Jimmy Fallon hosts the Primetime Emmys, Sunday, August 29th, here on NBC.
I won.
Zero security deposit, zero first month's payment, and zero due-it signing. Getting into a new Toyota has never been easier. For the first time ever, lease a new versatile RAV4 with nothing due at signing. Absolutely zero.
Making it easy on you.
Today is the day to see your Toyota dealer.
We've all wondered, is there anything I can say that'll stop this guy from writing that ticket?
The hospital needs my kidney.
Introducing the Ticket Talker from 76 Gas.
I'm about to give birth. There's a tornado behind me. You are getting sleepy.
The Ticket Talker, another tool from 76.
My foot is literally made of lead.
We're not just top-tier gas. We're on the driver's side.
It all started 70 years ago when the Colonel perfected his original recipe chicken. And now you can celebrate with 2 of those famous drumsticks and thighs, plus a buttermilk biscuit for only $1.99.
S-O-G-O-O-D good.
Nate's style is what I'd like my style to be.
I love when he takes a really small space and can just make it amazing.
Oh, he's hot.
Now you can redesign your weekdays. The Nate Berkus Show. Coming this fall to NBC4.
I'm an anchor and an equestrian.
This isn't what it seems. He's got a gun! I'm not a terrorist.
I'm not a terrorist.
The Event, Mondays this fall on NBC.
We can give this one more shot.
Fire department, hello! You still here?
Yeah, she's a little heavy.
Look who's talking. If this is gonna work, no distractions, no shoot.
I'm supposed to be leaning on you. You leaning on me, old fat ass.
I'm bigger than this.
Go to hell!
I'm already there.
Rescue Me, all new, next Tuesday at 10 on FX.
So, you're not a cop anymore, right?
Not anymore.
You know, for a second I thought you were undercover, but now I realize you just dress like that.
I'm Hank Dolworth, and this is my partner, Britt Pollack.
What kind of cases do you take on?
We'll jump down, turn around, pick a bale of cotton if you pay us enough.
From the writer of Ocean's 11.
I need you to do this.
Do what exactly?
And the creator of The Shield.
What have you done with my husband?
A new FX original series.
God, I hope you have a plan.
Terriers premieres Wednesday, September 8th, only on FX.
A party for
Rated R. In theaters Friday.
Guys! Could you keep it down, please?
Next week on Louie.
How's it going? Can I ask you a question? When was the last time you got your ass kicked?
Louie, all new. Next Tuesday at 11. Only on FX.
Viewer discretion advised.
Kelsey Grammer, ladies and gentlemen, one of the greats of our community. Oh my God, there's Richard. Oh my God. It's Richard Lewis. Richard, over here. Richard. Come on, sweetheart. It's Joe. Just get over here. It's so good to see you. Oh my God. I've seen better faces on a hemorrhoid. When E.T. called home, did you pick up the phone? How are things in Loch Ness?
This show raises an important issue. In a divorce, who gets custody of the brownies? We'll be talking about that next on Curb the Discussion.
Tonight on The Discussion, Up in the Air author Walter Kern and comedian Paul Provenza break down Richard's girlfriend's allergic reaction.
Can you see out of that eye?
Would you go to an award ceremony with somebody whose face looked like a dish of macaroni salad?
I think it probably looks a lot better than some of the facial surgery I've seen at a lot of these award shows.
It's like having a wounded dog. Girls come up to you on the streets. Ooh, what's wrong with him? I imagine there's probably no better pickup gimmick in the world.
Curb the Discussion, hosted by Susie Essman, is next on TV Guide.
We're talking about Curb Your Enthusiasm and Larry and Richard and all things Curb with writer, author, humorist Mara Marco. Walter Kern, author of Up in the Air, amongst other things. Best-selling author, The Promise, President Obama, Year One, Jonathan Alter. Paul Provenza, host of The Green Room on Showtime and great comedian. So let me ask you this, Walter.
Yeah.
Would you go to an award ceremony with somebody whose face looked like a dish of macaroni salad?
Absolutely. It's like having a wounded dog. Girls come up to you on the street and say, ooh, what's wrong with him? I imagine there's probably no better pickup gimmick in the world than
to be with somebody who's disfigured.
a bloated person.
That's a really interesting perspective. Mara, what do you think?
I feel the same way. I embrace the bloated. Makes you look better.
Really?
And also think about you get increased photo op, because what are the tabloids like? Those pictures of the women with the cellulite.
I would definitely take a woman who had an allergic reaction on her face. I think it probably looks a lot better than some of the facial surgery I've seen at a lot of these award shows.
But, you know, it brings up an interesting question. Does Deborah have a different image of herself because she's a Christian Scientist, do you think?
It's all in the Lord's hands. What does her mother say? Everybody must be responsible for everything about their lives.
Yeah, but doesn't it seem ridiculous, Walter, that is it unethical for them to want to slip her a Benadryl if she's a believer in Christian Science?
I think it's no more unethical to drug a Christian Scientist than for a Christian Scientist to pray for a non-Christian Scientist.
That's an interesting point of view.
They believe that prayer changes everything. How do you know what they're praying for you?
So you're basically saying don't pray for me, Argentina.
I'm just saying that we both have theories of how things work in the universe. They believe prayer works. We believe Benadryl works.
You do both. When I was sick a few years ago, I had a Christian Scientist praying for me. I thought it was fantastic.
Did it work?
Because it couldn't hurt.
It worked. I'm better. I took medication too. I mean, the idea of not covering your bets is ridiculous. That's why the Benadryl's fine.
Doesn't that ruin it? You can't have the prayer of a Christian Scientist and take the medication. Don't they void?
Counteract, exactly.
No. They amplify each other. That's what's wrong with Christian Science.
What's fascinating about this episode is it's actually a bigger issue. Like there are several states that have gotten into this quagmire where they've wanted to bring child welfare services in to protect a child who's being prevented from having medicine that would cure him of some ill.
And parents have been indicted.
And Christian Scientists have opposed that, and it's a very, very complex issue.
What about the idea of taking a cell phone call in the middle of a prayer group? I thought that was
You can't touch their hands.
You know, but he didn't believe in the prayer group. And the touching the hands is another interesting thing. Is there a homophobic aspect to it?
I think always,
very
yes.
homophobic.
Always.
Yes,
Well, there
always,
seems to be
yes.
a germophobic thing going on with Larry. The episodes of this that I've analyzed so far seem to be Larry touching pinkies with people and so forth.
Or was it just reluctance to be a part of this group?
He's completely ill at ease with any sincerity of any kind, right? So this prayer circle was very earnest and sincere and spiritual, and all the things that Larry David is not. So it was like he was entering a circle of hell for him. You know,
I'm not so sure that Larry doesn't think that these Christian scientists are onto something, too. He may appear to be a rationalist who's above all this, but when he comes upon sincere believers, I think he has a secret guilt and envy of them. And I think he knew not to intrude on their, you know, sincerity with his...
He took a cell phone call.
But you know what, Walt, I kind of agree with you, because I think that all non-believers have a certain envy of believers because you wish it was that simple for
When you
you.
go
It's
to
more
church with your
complicated.
friend, you want to sing the hymns, you want to make sure you're dressed correctly, you look and you're not Catholic, you look at how they cross themselves, you try to remember how to do it right. You know, secretly non-believers do have an inferiority complex when they're outnumbered.
I don't know if it's an inferiority complex so much as an envy of the ease of belief, that your life would be so much easier with the belief.
Yeah, there's some of that, but part of it is if you're a Jew and you're standing there and they're talking about Jesus Christ, you know, you're just feeling weird. And it's just part of being a Jew.
You know what? We're going to talk about Jews and Jesus and inferiority complexes and Christian scientists when we come back with Merrill Marco and Walter Kern and Jonathan Alter and Paul Provenza and Susie Essman.
Curb the Discussion is presented by BlackBerry. Love what you do.
Let's get down to business.
Now you know what I do for a living.
Tomorrow, the most explosive movie of the summer is here.
Right? Right, that's right.
The A-list of Hollywood action stars.
Get crush on me.
Jeffrey Lyne says it bristles with non-stop action. It's loads of fun.
Yeah, probably.
This is Stallone at the top of his game.
What's that?
In a text.
Excuse me?
The Expendables.
Hey, you look nervous.
Rated R in theaters tomorrow.
Color stamp by Nice and Easy. Your right color.
When it comes to action heroes, one man stands above the rest.
Larry David.
I'm a great rectifier. I break down, I rectify.
See Larry in action.
Oh, this is just so unnecessary, seriously.
Curb Your Enthusiasm every Monday through Thursday at 10, 9 Central on TV Guide. Brought to you by the new movie, The Expendables, in theaters Friday.
And we're back on the discussion with the host of The Green Room on Showtime, very funny comedian Paul Provenza, and the author, best-selling author of The Promise, President Obama Year One, Jonathan Alter, and another best-selling author, Walter Kern, author of Up in the Air and
6 other non-best-selling novels.
6 other non-best-selling, which doesn't make them inferior, by the way.
No, they'll be best-selling very soon.
I hope so. Another
Just
writer,
a regular author.
Just a regular author, but deserving to be best-selling.
Oh, absolutely. No one more.
Except Merrill Marco. Okay, Richard says in the very beginning of the episode, claiming to Larry, she's my soulmate, which he has said many times, by the way. Richard has a lot of soulmates.
He does.
But is there such a thing?
No, I have a very strong idea of what it is. I think it's repetition compulsion. I think that when you look across the room and you feel that special pull to one person, what you're seeing is that parent you had the biggest problem with.
It's a transference.
Absolutely, and what you're doing is you're re-engaging that parent. It's nature's worst dirty trick. They repackage your mother or father as the cute guy or girl of your dreams.
That is the most depressing thing I've ever heard.
Well, you know, Freudians say that any kind of in love is always a transferential love, and you always pick the parent who you had the most difficulty with.
Well, not necessarily transference, but certainly projection. We all project what we want the person to be onto the other person, but I think that sometimes we get lucky and we have projected onto them something that fits nicely, and it actually seems to work out.
That's true, and there is such a thing as positive transferences as well.
The problem is putting soulmate in the singular. I think each of us have a lot of soulmates.
So I was going to say, what if you have soulmates?
Maybe in the 7 million area for me. And
really?
Yeah.
You're
That's
lucky.
why you're a bestseller.
Yeah, exactly. And you happen to meet one that day, or there are 3 of them in the cafe at the same time. But non-soulmates, it can't work with.
He's explaining that character from Up in the Air.
Yeah, exactly. But, so you believe in the concept of there is another person out there, or persons.
I do, and I also believe that, you know, you mentioned Freud, but Jung is even more apropos. He's talking about the
Universal
anime, the
unconscious,
other
yeah.
side, the other gender self. And Plato, too. Unless you meet that person, unless you seem to feel that romantic wholeness, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to overlook the days when they don't look well. You know?
You don't get that romantic wholeness unless it connects to one of those parents that gave you a hard time.
Right.
And then you need...
I think it's way more complicated. This is just too reductionist as an explanation for how people connect.
It's more Pisces, Leo, you mean?
No, but it's like genetics, you know, there's billions
Scent.
of little, scent's usually important.
Yeah.
There's so many factors that to try to reduce it to
Well,
one
I'm
or
going to
two is
reduce everything that we've just been saying now. You're saying it's scent, and you're saying you have millions, and you're saying it's transferential, and you're saying it's projection. So I think it's all tribal, that there's something that you smell about somebody that's tribal in some way. And maybe it's your parent familiarity, and maybe it's the projection, and maybe it's the way they smell. But there's some certain people that connect to each other in a certain way, and Lewis does not connect to any of them in any way, shape, or form. And that's the bottom line. Now, Larry and firing the cable guy, can you not fire a black man? Do you think that white people have like reverse racism, that they're overcompensatory?
I think it is reverse racism, but just as interesting to me was the fact that Larry's got such a sadomasochistic system he lives in that to fire the guy, he takes him to breakfast. He didn't
just call him.
Fire the guy because he was black, but he did take him to breakfast because he was black.
You know, Wanda being in the restaurant, to me, this recurring theme of Wanda always there to
She's
bust
the black
Larry.
people police.
And this is one of the most fantastic things of all the shows, you know, when in another episode when Larry thinks that a well-dressed black guy is the valet and hands him his parking ticket, she busts him for that. She has this uncanny way of always calling him out when he's at his most patronizing.
Well, but in a way, I mean, isn't the fact that Mike, the cable guy, assumed that he was being fired because he was black is another form of racism.
But explain to me, why did Larry take him to breakfast? Why would you, if you know you're going to fire someone, would you live all the way through the breakfast?
Because Larry is always overcompensating for his mistakes. He's always feeling guilt for his mistakes, and he's always overcompensating.
But to me, that's like if you want to break up with somebody, so you say, we're going to go on a 2-week vacation to Europe, and then you get to Europe and you go,
to me.
We're going to break up, but let's have a wonderful time first.
But, you know, I like the incident that it was over, because I can so relate to that you cannot fix the TV.
You have servants taking care of your remotes?
We have called, you know, Mr. Computer, Mr. TV, fix it, and I felt like, as a way of projecting my own idiocy onto somebody else, oh, it must be this guy's fault that I can't figure out how to work the TV.
I have had so many universal remotes, and there's always a glitch, and it never works right, and it's one of those things you actually have to have a lawyer, an accountant, and a TV guy.
And one of them has to be black, otherwise you're a racist, right? And with that, Paul Provenza, Jonathan Alter, Mara Marco, Walter Kern, the discussion's over.
Curb the Discussion is presented by BlackBerry. Love what you do.
Hey, zip your face.
That's your best tough guy line?
Cut. Zip your face up.
You're talking about my face.
He said zip your face.
Date night extended with even more laughs.
That's enough.
Is back.
I'm seeing Cuddy. Generally without any clothes.